2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Hopefully you can hear me. Barry Oliver's going to take a rest, I think. He is absolutely worn out his vocal cords. I don't even know who's winning. It's David Rose speaking with you. We've had 3 million thousand ginormous public address programs, but Barry Oliver's held the board in a very slow start for Peter Bell, but a long gap ahead at the moment. With 12 minutes down, 8 minutes to go on this BJ Banks Electrical Streetcar Championship, and doing it good at the moment is the Rat, if you like, but not really the Rat, Mr. Rat. They're calling Shane Rattenbury from the City Car Centre. He's got this little RX3 absolutely percolating in front of the escorts, goes off into the green stuff. Last race, by looking at your picture today, in fact, it was number 30 who did it all wrong. That was Kevin Knight done this, an unusual for K-Knight to go off, but Ray Bruff seemingly under a bit of pressure there for a while, but driving a fantastic race today. There's magnificently prepared Dulux Commodore. There's still a fair gap behind Shane Rattenbury. There's our race leader, 13-minute mark, 7 minutes to go. Down the top straight at the moment, you can see the gap for yourself, the length of the top straight between first and second. First, of course, Shane Rattenbury, second, Ray Bruff, and a very unusual performance from Stephen Bell, perhaps. Well, obviously there is a problem. Normally these two guys race door handle to door handle, not a problem there, but Stephen Bell obviously having some problems. He's a bit off the pace. He's got Gary Higgins behind him, and he's chasing Ray Bruff. Don't forget, last lap round we saw Stephen Bell really make inroads there. Again, braking very late at the turbocharged Torana. But I tell you, do anything about it, for anybody to do anything about catching the seemingly invincible Shane Rattenbury. He's having a great run today. Bruff goes past. Third is Bell. Fourth is still the East Coast Autos RX7 of Gary Atkins. And a fair go back to fifth is Stephen Swain, the noisy machine, the Coastline Service Station RX7. He's in the white car heading through the downtown corner at the moment. Long go back to our next man. It's going to be Howard in the ex-Coastline Service Station, Shane Rattenbury, the young Shane Rattenbury and his team, helping out motorsport. So he's been working with this one for a couple of years, I've got to tell you. But 2 litres, as far as 2 litres concerned, you would be just trundling past error that whoever wins this race, whoever crosses the line first out of between Shane Rattenbury and Stephen Bell, wins the series, wins the Hobart Petroleum Services Streetcar Series. Hobart Petroleum Services, of course, suppliers and distributors of mobile products. Mobile, your number 1 team. They're on the mobile start finish straight. Whoever wins the series. So they're all going for it. They're all got the big tombolas out. They'll be trying very, very hard, no doubt about it. Okay, pretty good sort of field of street cars here. They're all the walking wounded. Brand new champion. I pity the P1 by Shane Rattenbury. Bolt Wheelspin. Look at that rear axle go cavitating on the Stephen Bell car. All the field away safely, heading to the downtown corner. Shane Rattenbury, almost a repeat of his BJ Banks Championship when he's lit out in front like Tasmanian women, if you get my drift. Down to the Southern Star Race, it's a bit gingerly. That's sensible. It's still cold out there. The tyres were pretty cold despite the warm-up lap. The guy just threading their way down through the Southern Star Races, down to the Chilpers corner for the run-up. The greatest Rattenbury leading at the moment. The greatest hits ahead of Steve Bell. Ray Bruff's back there. I don't know what his problem was earlier on. It seemed to me like it might have been a tyre problem. The tyres just sort of said, I don't really need this. After a million laps around here. But he's back in there having a big go. Only a fine performance in the Streetcar Championship race. But Gary Atkins, the man who is shadowing him all through this championship race, is there as well. So is Stephen Swain. It's almost a direct repeat of last time. We'll see what happens in this 5-lap race. Whether they'll be pacing themselves or just going for it, I don't know. Obviously, one would think that they'd pull out all the stops. Speaking of pulling out all the stops, Shane Rattenbury is all fired up here. That championship win, that'll do his confidence no harm at all as well. He knows how good he is. He knows how good his car is. And he's going for it. Shane Rattenbury winning by a country mile at the moment. So 1 lap down. Getting the Southern Star Race his first time round. 4 to go. Stephen Bell having a better run than before. Still don't know what the problem was in the streetcar race, but still he's on the second place. That's important. In the streetcar championship race, BVR, Basketball Raceway, up the 7HO hill, and look at Shane Rattenbury go. It's a normally aspirated little rotary engine. Probably a 13B peripheral port with all the whiz bangs and watch columns and all the parts made out of unobtainium hanging off the side. Nevertheless, it does that sort of stuff, and he's got it absolutely percolating. They certainly know how to do a good job down at the City Car Centre. They do a lot of normal servicing and mechanical repairs, but they know how to get the best out of the performance cars as well. And certainly Shane Rattenbury's car, he's the proprietor of the City Car Centre. Shane is amply demonstrating that they know how to screw together these heavy little cars down there in Harrington Street. Okay, Steve Bell's in second. He knows how to screw together a good turbo motor as well. They're a mob system, but he's in second place. He's got clear of Ray Bruff. Ray Bruff has his mirrors full of Gary Atkins and Stephen Swain. Stephen Swain having a much better run than he did in the championship race. He's not too far behind Gary Atkins. The two very noisy RX7s. I reckon those two RX7s are noisier than the rest of the field put together. Well, that's another story. That's their problem, not mine. And the EPA. Okay, it's all lots of sipping and sliding and how you're going, hanging on here and there. As I need to tell you who it was. It's car number 30. Oh, it's Kevin Knight. He's out on the door handle to door handle. Not a problem there, but Stephen Bell obviously having some problems. He's a bit off the pace. He's got Gary Atkins behind him, and he's chasing Ray Bruff. Don't forget, last lap round we saw Stephen Bell really make inroads there. Again, braking very late in the turbocharged Torana. But I tell you what, with about 6 or so laps to go, it's going to be an almost impossible task for Ray Bruff to do anything about it. For anybody to do anything at the moment. Long go back to our next man. It's going to be Howard and the ex-Marlborough Holden Miller team. L34 A9X, I'm not sure which one it is. It's certainly a V8, and it's a Torana, and it makes all the right noises. The Taz fuel car still has the Hunter for the second time, I understand. He's lapped John Briggs twice in this race, so Shane Rattenbury, the car looking very, very nicely. I thought he'd maybe button off the pace a bit. I think he has. Yes, he's braking just a little bit earlier for the corners, and he can well afford to do that at this stage of the race. But 15 minutes and 51 seconds, we're about to call 16 minutes gone. This is to these championship races. They were big off for Ray Bruff in the Southern Star races, and Stephen Bell's right behind him. Bruff doing it all wrong. He knows to come sideways. He's going to come on the track in front of Gary Atkins. Oh my goodness, was that close or was that close? Stephen Bell's into the lead though. Yes, Bruff having all sorts of tyre problems, got in the wrong places, but certainly Shane Rattenbury still having the big go. Holds it sideways very nicely. Rally style, if you like, out of the bottom corner. Gets sideways again. Does number 31 has a bit of a how you're going. RX3 on RX3, 31 of course, the new competitor Kent Noble has been lapped by our enjoying the racing without the Rose and Oliver haranguing you. But that's another story. Okay, down the back straight, the little RX3, the city car centre RX3, driven by Shane Rattenbury, former motorcyclist. As Shane said the other day, it's the first, the fastest normally aspirated car around basketball. No fuel injection, no nothing. Yes, he's getting the last lap sign. 1 lap to go for Shane Rattenbury, and I tell you what, he'll have his fingers crossed and his toes crossed, and I bet Diane, his wife, is working downstairs, not in the points. Well, as far as that 2 litre situation is concerned, I really don't know about that. One would suggest it could be, it's not Kevin Knight. I don't think he's had a few spins and things here and there. I think, would it be Robin Austin? Or I don't think he qualifies for 2 litre though, does he? Because of yeah, that's a standard car. It's not a turbo car. Robin Austin's looking good for 2 litre. Ticket flag time. Shane Rattenbury wins the BJ Banks Electricals. Your ticket flag will be a former champion, Stephen Bell, the S&D Automotive car. 3rd, Gary Atkins. 4th, Ray Bruff. That's it. So there you go. We'll try and have a talk. We've got a bit of a PA problem at the moment, so we don't know if we can actually go downstairs and get straight into the presentation situation, but we'll try and arrange that for you shortly. Both of you. We do sincerely apologise for not speaking with you and at you and to you for the first part of this program.
What about the crew? I mean, they've probably had the fingers and everything else crossed down there, mate, watching you go round and around.
Yes, for sure. I must thank Grant and Gary from Trueline Suspension for all his help. I honestly wouldn't get the flag if it wasn't for those men.
Okay, Shane, thank you very much, and congratulations again for an absolutely tremendous performance. And you've still got another one to come, mate, because there's the Hobart Petroleum Series to wrap up as well.
That whoever wins this race, whoever crosses the line first out of between Shane Rattenbury and Stephen Bell, wins the series, wins the Hobart Petroleum Services Streetcar Series. Hobart Petroleum Services, of course, supplied brand new champion. I pity the P out by Shane Rattenbury. Bolt wheel spin. Look at that rear axle go cavitating on the Stephen Bell car. All the field away safely, heading to the downtown corner. Shane Rattenbury, almost a repeat of his BJ Banks Championship when he's lit out in front like Tasmanian women, if you get my drift. Down to the Southern Star race, it's a bit gingerly, that's sensible. It's still cold out there, the tyres were pretty cold despite the warm-up lap. The guy just threading your way down through the Southern Star races, down to the Tilbury corner of the run-up, the greatest hits. You've got to separate those words from the fine performance in the Streetcar Championship race. But Gary Atkins, the man who is shadowing him all through this championship race, is there as well. So is Stephen Swain. It's almost a direct repeat of last time. We'll see what happens in this 5-lap race, whether they'll be pacing themselves or just going for it, I don't know. Obviously one would think that they'd pull out all the stops. Speaking of pulling out all the stops, Shane Rattenbury is all fired up here. That championship win, that'll do his confidence no harm at all as well. He knows how good he is, he knows how good his car is, and he's going for it. Shane Rattenbury winning by a country mile at the moment. So 1 lap down in the Southern Star race, his first time round. 4 to go. Stephen Bell having a better run than before. Still don't know what the problem was in the streetcar race, but still he's on the 2nd place. That's important. That's that sort of stuff, and he's got it absolutely circulating. They certainly know how to do a good job down at the City Car Centre. They do a lot of normal servicing and organic mechanical repairs, but they know how to get the best out of the performance cars as well. And certainly Shane Rattenbury's car, he's the proprietor of this car centre. Shane is amply demonstrating that they know how to screw together pretty heavy little cars down there in Harrington Street. Okay, Steve Bell's in 2nd. He knows how to screw together a good turbo motor as well there at Manchester, but he's in 2nd place. He's got clear of Ray Bruff. Ray Bruff had his mirrors full of Gary Atkins and Stephen Swain. Stephen Swain having a much better run than he did in the championship race. He's not too far behind Gary Aikens. The two very noisy RX7s. I reckon those two RX7s are noisier than the rest of the field put together. Well, that's another story. That's their problem, not mine. And the EPA. Oh, okay, it's all lots of slipping, sliding, and how you're going, hanging on here and there. He enjoyed his motor racing. He pays the bills. He wants to get sideways, he does, and blow you and anybody looks like you. All of that and more, I say. Okay, race leader. He's into the winds corner at the bottom of the Tasmanian Bank Straight. You can see for yourself. He lines it up, gives it the big squirt out of the winds corner, touches sideways, just drifts it through very nicely with a smidgen of oversteer coming through the Bikino Motors chute and back into downtown the corner. Stephen Bell has got his thing really percolating as well. He uses all of the track and then some. The guy having a bit of a rock on a roll and a touch of body roll, and Stephen leading right over in the car to the left, trying to will it to keep left and stay on the track as he's absolute about 85 miles per hour. Excuse the old bouncing offence, but I think you can relate to that better. He's out through the Bikino Motors S's and still, I think he's pretty much given up the chase for Shane Matthew. What about Ray Bruff just on Stephen Bell's back bumper bar coming out of the top corner onto the main straight. The old turbocharger winds up, that big hairdryer hanging off the side of that 6-cylinder Holden engine, makes all the right noises, gives it the big suck on the squirt and whatever it does. It works anyway, lots of horsepower. The 7HO Hill, so he's obviously done a fantastic job in building that motor. It's always been a quick car, certainly testimony to Robin's skill. And having a big go on the inside is Stephen Swain. Couldn't go on with it though. That's a good on the inside to Gary Aikens, something to think about it, but he's coming back again side by side. He's going to be on the outside though, so that gets it all sideways, that does it all wrong. Checkered flag time though, as I missed. I look in the wrong place. Oh, he's in the place as well. Walker